Hi guys, it's Claire's and welcome to another video with me. And welcome to my channel for those who are new. I put out watercolor videos every Thursday and Saturday, and then on Sundays I have a Sunday live. So feel free to hit that like button and subscribe button so that you get notified of a new video that's coming out. So for today's video, we are going to be doing a part 2 to this piece that we did for a Sunday live. And I loved how it turned out. I ended up framing it. So today's video is going to be, we're going to be using similar colors, and then we're going to be adding some nice brush lettering. Yes, brush lettering to our nice watercolor background. So here's the supplies that we are going to be needing. The very first thing you need is a cheap brush that you can use to do your lettering. And what we're going to be using to do the first lay of letters is this masking fluid right here. So I'm going to keep these two aside. We're going to be using these two brushes right here, the Mop number 4 and the Silver Black Velvet number 12, to lay down colors for the background and mix them around and get this nice pretty watercolor blending effect. Then for my colors, we're using the exact same colors that we used for the florals. And here's what they are. They're by St. Petersburg White Knights. This is the violet. This is the ultramarine. Right here is the raw sienna. My favorite, the carmine. And then also the green. So these are the 5 colors that we're going to be using. And I believe that's it. So we are ready to begin. One thing I neglected to mention is the paper. I am using the ETCHR paper from my ETCHR sketchbook. And what I have done is I have already measured out by drawing a line here at the bottom to indicate a size that is 8 by 10. And this is the area that we'll be using to obviously do our little painting. One more thing that I also neglected to mention is we need another frame. So this is the second frame that we are going to be using to frame our finished piece. Now, the first thing I've done to sort of lay this out properly so we don't make any mistakes is I have used my my iPad to kind of very roughly write in these words: live, love, laugh. This is what we're going to be lettering onto here. So I just wanted to quickly do a rough sketch to see how I can kind of place the words on top of each other and get something nice. And I kind of like what this looks like. The E's are slightly different, so it doesn't look too robotic. And the L's are also slightly different. The G is kind of flirty with the little swoosh. So this is what I like, and we're gonna try and mimic something like this on here using our cheap brush and our masking fluid. So I think it's time to begin. So I wanted to be extra careful about the space that I'm working with, so I kind of drew in a line at the top as well. And so now this is the surface we have in the middle. So I want to leave a little bit of white space at the top and at the bottom. So I'm going to make sure that we have it right in the middle with some beautiful white space. I'm just going to switch the sheet slightly sideways so you can see the whole width of the paper better as I get ready to start doing my lettering. So this is the masking fluid by Winsor & Newton. It's the one that I use in most of my projects requiring this. So all I'm doing is going to dip the brush in to get some fluid, and we're going to try and do this as quickly as possible because time is of the essence. So live. So there's the L. I, V. E. I'm spelling it out as if you guys don't know how to spell it. Live, love. So I'm trying to get like nice thicks and thins as I do this. Whoops. I'm going to leave that there for now. I might just do like a couple of drops for splatter. That might be nice. So here's love and laugh. A. So here's my L, here's my A. U. So I've tried to do like that swirly G. And then let's see, RH. There we go. And then we can do a little bit of drops since we've got some happening here. So like maybe one there. Just gonna do a couple like randomly so that it looks like a nice pattern. And then some, oh, I got some sort of fly or something in here. Take it out. All right, so I think this is good. And we're gonna let this dry for a bit now. And then once it's, so the first thing we wanna do is just mix a little bit of our purple, a little bit of our blue, and then using the number 12, we're gonna start adding some color onto our sheet. So I've started adding some on here, and I'm just going to kind of give it a light wash all around. And I want the edges to be, not all of them to be super, what's the word I'm looking for? Rigid. I want some of it to be quite flowy, so it kind of flows off to the end maybe. And I just want the whole area to be damp. And I'm using this purple base, you can call it maybe, for that. Getting some more purple. I'm gonna add some additional purple off to this side here. And you can see I'm adding it very roughly and then just moving it around. Gonna get some of that blue and add it over here on the inside. And just give this a nice wash. You can leave some white space around the areas if you want to. I think that might be nice. Or actually that might not be nice because once it's done, we're gonna like take off the masking fluid. All right, so now that I've done this, you might not even need to use the other brush, like I was saying, the number 4 mop. I'm going to take in some of the pink and I'm just going to add it certain areas, like maybe highlight around the E, maybe inside the L, around the V and the E here, maybe off, like going off just like that. And I've mixed some on here. I'll mix it up with that blue, and I'm just going to kind of like have it mix around. Maybe even get some of that purple because we want dominant like purple to be happening. And just kind of add it in these areas, mixing up with that pink. Then also in this area here at the bottom. Oh, we want that purple right here. So just adding it so it kind of seeps out and goes into all these damp areas nicely. So kind of feel free to move color around wherever you want it to go. And let's see what nice, stunning effects we can get. Actually, here's a use for this brush. We can just take it and using water just blend that edge if you don't want it to be very rigid. And again, continuing on with the purple. Now we can take some of that blue, add some of the blue in there as well, especially around the purpley areas, because I think it gives you like a nice blend. And I'm trying to move as quickly as I can so that we can get some nice dried up effects. And I'm trying to highlight certain areas, like especially where the text is, so that we can get some good legibility here, if that makes any sense. And continuing to move things around. I'm going to get some more of the purple mixed with the blue happening, because I kind of like that color. And let's just add it in the pending areas that could use some highlight, right? Because we want to make sure that we can read what is happening, or what's been written here. And I love that the words are live, love, laugh, because I think so often in life we kind of forget to do that and just cruise along without really appreciating things as much. So I'm just kind of mixing in some of that pink too. It gives me like a different sort of purple, and I just wanted to get some of that in certain areas. And just like wash things around so that they get like a nice rough look. All right, yes, so I think we're pretty much done. I just want to make sure I get a little bit of the green in there, and by green I mean the umber. So I'm just going to use some of the umber and get it around certain areas to kind of give it a little bit of an offset from all the bright pops of color that we have going on. And we're definitely going to have to go in and get some darker hues happening right as soon as we finish adding some umber. I'm just kind of sporadically adding it here and there. Okay, I kind of like how that looks. So let's do a little bit more of that purple with the blue. So I've mixed some of that to the side, and I'm just going to add some darker hues to these areas here. So I want them to stand out a lot more. So I'm getting some of that pink mixed in here to get a different variant of purple. Let's get some happening over here too. Then the pinky purple right here, just along the G. So really it's a mishmash of a bunch of colors. So use your preference, especially making sure that it kind of complements what we've done previously for part 1. So whichever colors you've used there, these are obviously just suggested colors that I am using. But feel free to use any of the colors that you like and feel more attached to get your results. All right, so we have this done, and now we're just going to wait for it to sort of dry up. Actually, before we wait for it to dry up, I want to do one last thing. I'm going to take my Princeton number 8 and I want to get some of the color. So I'm mixing some of that purpley color that we had here with the pink, getting more purple, mixing it with that pink, and now I am going to do a little bit of a splatter. So take another brush. Now I technically I would love it if I could like get the splatter in a specific area, but because it's a splatter, it's not quite possible. So I'm trying to get it in like the corners, maybe that might help, and then just off to the side here, because right now we could get like a really nice pattern or random pattern texture happening. Get it on the A, just at the bottom a little bit, and I think that's good. Now we'll allow this to dry off a little bit, and I just want to wash away all the purple from my brush, and I just want to do this again but with just water. And then I promise we're gonna stop. All right, there we go. So now we're gonna pause and wait for this to dry. Okay, we're back, and I have gone ahead and taken away all the masking fluid, and this is what we have. I've even framed it, and I am loving how this looks. This was super simple, just a couple of extra steps in terms of just getting to this effect here instead of just plain watercolor, I guess, but it's so worth it. And here's what it looks like side by side with the painting that we did. So hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Give this video a like and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel and enjoy such crafty DIY presents or just for your personal satisfaction, I guess. Would love to have you in our little community. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and if you do end up doing this, please do tag me in your work and send it to me on social media. I am on Instagram and Facebook, and as always, looking forward to seeing your stuff.